Hello, welcome out to the Death Battle cast. I'm Ben, I play Wiz on Death Battle. To my right is a bunch of people who worked on Death Battle. Introduce yourselves like you always do, please.
I am Nick at 25% of my maximum power, and I'm a writer for Sub-Zero vs. Glacius.
I'm Tori. I'm the 3D animator for Death Battle.
I'm Chad. I'm not dressed like Nick.
For our listeners, Nick has a cascade of
He's King
headgear
Mega Shredder
on his head. And it's, it's so hilarious to me.
This started when Chad brought out two of our Screw Attack hats that were intended to be shown off for you guys, but then I took it too far.
Yes, you did.
I don't see any difference.
You
This
two
is the
can
new
look
style.
This is the screw.
Make your head look like an airplane. Take two hats. Put them on
This
top.
is not
Two
even my
hats, put them
maximum.
side by side. Perfect. All right.
It's not my final form.
Well, we appreciate you guys joining the show as usual. Oh no.
Here it comes.
We should show the hats.
yeah, there you
Mega
go.
Man took one. Hold on.
What are you doing? It doesn't work with
The
a
reveal.
shredder mask.
The reveal.
If you guys listen to the audio version, this is going to make any sense to you.
Well, we were talking about Nick potentially doing a striptease, but with just hats. Apparently, that's off the
They
table
didn't do
now.
it for you?
Well, he didn't have any music playing or anything like that. We need something.
Nick, the gray hat looks good on you, man.
The gray hat does look good on you.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
You can
yeah.
totally
I mean,
wear that one.
Yeah.
But you know what? That looks pretty good as is too. So you can just stick with that.
So-
Anyway, so God, I've completely lost my train of
Welcome to the
thought.
Death Battle cast. Thank you, Blue Apron,
Yes,
for sponsoring this episode.
Blue Apron. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We'll have some information about that later on. Also, thank you to anybody who's watching this live as a first member. You can always watch this show live on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. It comes out on YouTube and iTunes later on in the week, but we do appreciate all of our first members watching us. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Anyway, we have a ton of Death Battle stuff to talk about.
Yep.
Last week, Natsu versus Ace came out. We talked about that on the show last week. Love how that's turned out. I think it just crossed 1 million views
Yeah,
or so.
just barely over the. Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome.
It's great.
The next one coming up is one that I'm super excited about, and I know Nick is because it involves a Killer Instinct character.
Yeah.
One of your favorite series ever. You play it like all the time. Literally, we used to
Yeah.
room together. And he would be playing Killer Instinct 24/7 whenever he wasn't here.
Yeah,
It's
well,
crazy.
I would usually get home first, and then he'd show up and be like, oh man, he's going to see me just playing Killer Instinct again.
But yeah, we've got Glacius from Killer Instinct coming in versus Sub-Zero, and we just released the Sub-Zero preview on the website and on YouTube. And
Battle of the
talk about
Icemen.
that. Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. I love we did the fire battle last week. Well, coming is the ice battle.
You know what's
What's
really
next?
funny? is
Totally
that-
on purpose.
That was, yeah, that was totally unintentional. We moved some stuff around. We're like, hey, we're gonna do that, and then we looked at it. We're like, hey, look, fire and ice. Look.
What's next?
What's next?
Yeah.
Wind? I guess.
Electricity.
I don't
Fire
know.
heart? No, we are fire heart.
Oh, we're on the heart. Yeah.
We're on the heart.
Electricity.
We just,
Oh, okay, Captain Planet
yeah,
elements?
yeah. I'm
Okay,
trying to
okay.
get, and then we do the Captain Planet death battle.
Oh,
Clearly, this
yeah,
is
see,
the plan.
this is the secret buildup, but we just spoiled it. Damn it.
Here's my thing with Captain Planet, right?
Oh, you
Yeah.
just have one thing with Captain
Sure,
Planet?
he fights pollution,
But his weakness is
but
pollution,
his
I know.
weakness is pollution.
yeah.
How does that work?
We make fun of that in
Surprise.
the top 10 worst superhero weaknesses.
Okay, that's probably why.
We just started the way. That's probably why it's in your mind because we were
I
laughing
meant
about
to
that.
ask one of you about that. Like, so how does he win?
I mean, he's
With
pretty
lasers?
powerful.
If you look up Captain Planet on Wikipedia, there will be a description of like how the episodes go. And when it gets to when Captain Planet's introduced, it just has a link to the page for Deus Ex Machina. I'm not even kidding. At least last time I looked at the page.
That's
for it,
good.
That's what it was.
And the last thing we've got up that just went up on the website recently is a Desk of Death battle all about the X-Men and mutants and how they're all just assholes.
They're dicks.
They are dicks.
Yeah,
Yep.
they don't actually use their powers for what they could be doing.
Yeah,
they
they
just
just
want
fight
to
each
fight
other.
each other. But it's a really good one. Sam did a really good job on that, so definitely check that one out. But we've got a death battle to talk about, and of course, you can always use the hashtag DeathBattleCast right down there in the corner to interact with the show. You can send us questions, and you can respond to our community death battles. We do this every single week. We come up with a death battle idea right here on the podcast. We just chat about it, and then we leave it to you guys to come up with answers for who should win. And last week, we
Yeah, what'd you guys do?
we complained
great.
about Iron Fist again.
Again.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
And so we've decided that the community death battle for this week is Iron Fist versus Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay. Iron Fist
with
versus Liu
Sub-Zero
Kang.
coming up, and it kind of works out.
Made sense.
And I think all of us really want Liu Kang to win.
I'd be leaning towards Liu Kang, considering he turned into a freaking dragon.
Yeah,
He
that was
is
brought
up
up.
against a
Yeah,
comic
that
book
was-
character, though.
Yep.
We know how crazy these
Yeah.
comic book characters can get. But, again, it's up to you guys. So, Gerard on the board. Can you bring up some of the answers?
All right, from Brandon A. Swainer, not only did this is Iron Fist, yeah. Not only did Iron Fist have to punch the dragon's heart in lava, he hugged the dragon to death. Iron Fist wins.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wait, what?
He's
hugged it to death?
squeezing.
That's
he's squeezing
awesome.
the dragon.
He's also really, like, he's not doing it. Like, you know, a snake, you got to grab him, like, right behind the head. That's the snake's weakness. Like, and dragons are similar to snakes, but
He doesn't
clearly
really care.
you can see, like, he's in optimal biting range. Like, that thing could just snap him in the head, but he doesn't give a shit. He's even surprised about it. Look at his face in the
In the
middle
second
panel. He's like,
panel?
what have I done?
So he's saying that even if Liu Kang does go dragon, this is a possible outcome.
I mean, good.
Like it's
Yeah.
like burning him and everything.
Yep.
It's like, man, that's.
And
Oh,
then-
and it's got lava inside of it.
Uh-huh.
And so the heat pouring from the scar was almost unimaginable.
So he's tough.
And it's like, and though
Go
you
figure.
could feel the flesh blistering on your chest.
Oh my god! So he literally hugged lava to death in dragon form.
But the question is, does this happen in the Netflix series?
No.
Oh, heck no. Absolutely not.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
but to get to those 3 panels, it'd be about 70 cuts.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
true.
much.
We might not even see it on screen. It could happen on screen.
And it's just gone.
All right, and then
And
the other one
Harry
from Harry.
Ball- Oh my
Harry
gosh,
Balls
I
on
just-
you. I was gonna read it.
Ben's
'cause
trying
I-
to save you,
Yeah.
and then Nick's
tried.
like, "I want to say Harry Ball." Oh no!
All right, Iron Fist would win because he was once able to best Thor, the god of thunder. He took out a freaking god.
You
I didn't know that.
How
That's
did he do
impressive.
it?
That said, though,
He
Liu Kang
punched
does,
him really hard.
Yeah,
Liu
looks
Kang
like
does go up against gods.
true.
I don't think he does it alone.
And a God of
but
Thunder, though
it
I'm
is
pretty
there.
sure we
Yeah, he does.
we settled.
Liu Kang. Liu Kang.
Kang!
Liu Kang is the one who canonically beats Shao Kahn twice.
Is Shao
That's
Kahn a god?
right.
And
And Shang Tsung.
Shinnok. Who
Oh, he
beats
might-
Shinnok in Mortal Kombat 4?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember who technically beats
I think Shinnok is the biggest one to worry about. I think it's Raiden
Right.
who
I-
does
well,
it.
Raiden who finishes him
I
off.
think so. I could be wrong.
And obviously he's, sparred and stuff with Raiden. But the problem is, we kind of determined who the superior God of Thunder is between those two.
Yeah,
sure.
very
And
true.
it is Thor by far.
There is a difference. Like, you can't just put the name God or the word God onto a character and just assume that
Yeah,
they're as
yeah.
powerful as all other gods. I've seen that argument quite
lot
a
of times.
bit, actually, and it
Yeah.
always kind of
Super
confuses
Saiyan
me.
God! He's a God now! He wins! Sorry.
Wow.
My
I mean,
it's my PTSD. That's all I can, that's all I think
You know
about,
what,
dude.
man?
PTSD.
I feel you because that's the stupidest thing I've heard people say.
just by making somebody a god doesn't necessarily
Ben
make them
God
immortal or whatever.
Singer.
Oh, shit! Woo!
Yeah,
Ben's a
surprise!
God now.
I'm a god now. I guess I'm just the best, and I could tap you with a finger and send you to Uranus.
Let me power back up.
Let's dye his
Planet.
hair. Let's dye his hair blue.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Oh,
that'd
wait,
be
we
cool.
got the Mega
I'd be
Man.
down for that.
Now your hair blue?
Yeah.
Oh, we should totally do that.
I just realized I locked
Yeah,
myself into something
that
bad
was
now.
Stupid.
Don't worry. When you
know
wake
better.
up, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Never words you ever want to hear.
Jesus.
Don't worry, when you wake up, it'll be fine. All right.
Let's hear about Liu Kang.
Eric Lang says Liu can take 14 shots from Stryker in Mortal Kombat 9 without falling. One shot floors Rand for 8 panels and defenders. Mortal Kombat guys are durable. Yes, they are. As we've seen many, many times in the course of the show. Man, 14 shots from Stryker. So you're saying got shot 14 times?
14 gunshots.
That's
Wow, that's
yeah, I mean that's gameplay.
well.
No.
In
Without
Mortal Kombat,
I
falling.
think he's referencing.
Oh, in, like, the cutscene part?
Yeah, I think he's referencing. Like,
I don't remember. MK9 was awesome, but I don't
Yeah,
remember that part.
MK9. I don't remember that scene either.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's say he does. He
Sure,
takes
sure,
14 shots. Cool.
Cuddy Flan says Liu Kang can not only turn into a dragon, but he came back from the dead and could rip the souls out of his enemies. So he
somebody
went.
brought him back. From
Well,
the
yeah,
dead,
he
though.
got brought
Raiden
back
brought him
as
Someone brought him back.
As a zombie.
yeah, zombie Liu Kang. Remember that? That was
But
weird.
ripping the souls out of his enemies is notable, for sure.
Okay.
He does have that kind of spiritual monk thing going on.
Right.
With, like combat and stuff like that.
Plus, have you
But
seen
so
how
does
many
Iron
bicycle
Fist.
kick that bicycle kick before he hits the ground? I mean, that's just physics
He
defined.
also has
Yeah.
fire hands, fire fists.
He shoots a dragon. But he's got to lift his knee too.
Does Iron Fist have projectiles? Like, is he able to fight from a distance, or is it just?
He's got chi. I don't know about projectiles.
Can he shoot a
Yeah,
Kamehameha wave?
I don't think
Not
so.
that I'm aware of. No.
In the game, he
go,
can he can
and
make
shoot
a
lasers?
dragon tornado. I don't know how much that's gonna help, but
A dragon tornado sounds pretty badass. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say.
yeah.
Unless
just-
someone hugs it.
Unless he hugs it.
That's the dragon weakness.
Wait. Iron Fist can make a dragon tornado?
in the game,
So Liu Kang can become a dragon,
Uh-huh.
but Iron Fist can literally make a dragon and a tornado together. I think Iron
dragnado,
Fist
if you
has
will.
it.
it's so cool. It's like a big pillar of energy, and then like a dragon swirls around it.
I think Iron Fist has this.
I think the community made a better
Probably.
argument for Iron Fist,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah. We're
that
gonna go with
being
that.
said,
Only one of them had a crappy Netflix show. So
if it was,
Well, the other one had a crappy movie.
Defenders of the Realm.
well, Liu Kang did have a TV show. There was that Mortal Kombat TV show that
Yeah.
was terribly
Garbage.
low budget and garbage.
It's combat.
But see, the thing is, though, if
Oh,
you-
there were two TV shows. There was the animated one and the live action one.
Yeah.
Wait, there was a live
There was
action
a live
TV
action
show?
one, yeah, that nobody
I was-
remembers because they tried to bury it.
I
It was
was
bad.
thinking about the cartoon. I didn't know there was a live action show.
It was bad.
Conquest,
What?
Mortal Kombat Conquest, spelled with a C, not a K.
Yeah,
You messed up.
It's
Okay.
there's
wrong.
so many mistakes,
I
and
gotta
that's the
find
first
this.
one.
I gotta
Did
find
they
this.
really spell it with a C?
I gotta find this.
That is like breaking the rules of Mortal
Could they not-
Kombat.
I know,
The letter
right?
C does not exist
Could
in
they
Mortal
not
Kombat.
afford to spell it right?
Could they not afford to spell it right? The K
Maybe-
has one
maybe it was
extra
like a
line.
licensing thing. Like,
Oh man, that K is one extra line that's going to cost 25 more cents. We can't do it. Put a C in.
I'm gonna sue you.
Man, that's just awful.
We gotta find that.
And yeah, combat time was their catchphrase in Defenders of the Realm because they wanted, everybody had a catchphrase, right? So that was the one.
yeah.
So they'd
Oh,
all go
yeah,
running
yeah.
into battle, and Sonya would yell, "It's combat time!" And it's just
It was like it
garbage.
was like one of those like those old GI Joe style animated shows or like
Yes.
Yeah,
Defenders
yeah,
of
like
the
that. It was
Universe,
just like
but
stuff
even
like
worse.
We put Sonya in a death battle last year, Sonya versus Cammy from Street Fighter, and there was legitimately talk about whether or not we should put that line in the fight. But we crushed that very quickly.
I know. It was a funny idea.
That. Combat? What? Why not?
Because it is that show is so bad, dude. There's an episode where Sonya gets really pissed off at the other guys because they're like joking with her because like she's actually putting together like a facial mask,
Sure.
right? And so like I think it's like Nighthawk
This is
or
early
somebody comes in.
90s.
It might have been
Really
Jax.
quick, everybody.
Somebody gives her shit for like. It's like, oh, what are you cooking? Or something, and then he's just like, oh, it tastes awful. She's like, it's a facial mask. And then he makes some joke about, and obviously not because you went back. We don't need to go there. So like, but he's like, he makes
Wait.
fun of her for being girly. Yeah, he makes fun of her for being girly. The whole episode is about her being pissed off because she spends a bunch of time with a bunch of dudes and needs her own lady time. And so it's like about her trying to befriend Katana. Or it's Katana, right? Yeah, it's her trying to befriend Katana, but they don't really see eye to eye until eventually, like, they have their, like, lady time moment, and, like, it's all about, like, but, like, and I'm not saying that subject shouldn't be anywhere, but it's fucking Mortal Kombat. Like, I didn't
Yeah, they
come
should be
here
fighting each other
to watch
to the death.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She
And
should have
yet-
broke Katana's neck.
And yet, I would rather watch Defenders of the Realm in its completion than watch Iron Fist in its completion.
Really?
Because it wouldn't take as long.
That is true.
Also, there's more action.
Oh my God. Well, all right. I think we've got two different
I feel like we're on the
verdicts.
poster, like people
mean,
are just how bad that show is.
I think if they're fighting to the death, I think Iron Fist
Iron
takes
Fist,
it.
Sure,
Yeah.
but
What?
if it's just the Netflix TV show, okay. Netflix Iron Fist versus Liu
Anybody.
Kang from Defenders of the Realm.
Then
Probably Defenders of the Realm.
One's a cartoon
I don't
and
know,
one's a real person.
I never finished Iron Fist, so I can't say for certain, but I'm gonna say Liu Kang.
Could you even judge his fighting style?
Whose?
Barely.
Iron Fist, like, there's. Like, I've never seen him throw a complete move. It cuts too many times. Like, I'm not trying to just take a dig at it. Like, legitimately, I'm like, what's his fighting style like? Because it's just like, huh, and there's like 4 cuts before the fist gets there.
It's
I'm
such
like,
a stark. Like we just looked at Iron Fist's super move in Marvel, and Nick's like, why couldn't they just do that? Like, why couldn't they? Because it's so colorful and it looked like they literally ripped him out of a comic book and put him in this
All right,
game.
I am going to stop the conversation here because
Okay.
we
We don't need to-
basically
Alright.
turned this show into the let's rip Iron Fist apart show.
Yep.
Um,
Iron
Someday we'll not
fisting, if
talk
you will.
about
yeah. Oh,
We go
no.
back to Razor Brand Sun.
Okay. So I think we're gonna drop Iron Fist
All right.
for the indefinite future
All right.
Okay.
until they make Defenders, and then we can rag about it again.
I can't wait.
Meanwhile, we do have Sub-Zero to talk about. The preview just
Yeah.
came out. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, it kind of works
Yeah.
out. We're finally bringing him into Death Battle. We've been doing this for like 7 years, and we've only brought of the 2 main ninjas from Mortal Kombat. We've only had Scorpion, so about friggin' time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nick, you're working on Sub-Zero versus Glacius. What
I
do you
am?
think?
No, I think this is going to be a real interesting fight. When it comes to ice-based characters, I think the only real contenders were like Sub-Zero, Glacius, and Elsa.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
my
Frozen.
God.
Dude, I kept seeing
But-
that.
But we don't feel like drawing the wrath of Disney yet. So
Not yet.
I kind of put it back to Sub-Zero and Glacius.
We're gonna
which-
do something special whenever we decide to bring the Eye of the Mouse upon us.
Oh, what about Iceman or Frozone?
Oh yeah, Iceman as well. Oh, Frozone, there's not as much to go off of.
What?
There's one movie. And some
Iceman
games.
Yeah.
Well, but
Dude,
there's
is it-
another one coming out.
Is that ever coming out?
Incredibles 2?
Incredibles 2, yeah. That's
in
happening.
the next couple of
I know
years.
it's happening. I've heard like it's
There's a
been,
date for it. Hang
Okay.
on.
Where's my super suit?
Of all the
okay,
Pixar
Torian sold
movies
on the
that-
one line alone.
I
Oh,
am.
it's coming out next year,
Oh,
2018.
Sweet.
all right, cool.
I hope he says that. Like,
good.
I hope he loses
Incredibles
his super
2.
suit.
So maybe we'll have Iceman versus Frozone in 2018. I don't know.
Frozone
Ice-
versus Elsa.
But Iceman,
The Disney ice people.
Let's just get both, like, double the wrath because we're using both their characters.
Might as well double
Perfect.
down, right?
Yeah. Also, Elsa's ridiculous. I think she destroys Sub-Zero. Just
Yeah, she
throwing it
makes
out
like
there.
sentient ice
She makes
people.
sentient ice people.
Yeah.
Her control over ice
I don't-
is ludicrous.
I don't think Sub-Zero can literally form an ice castle in a matter of seconds.
Dude, she
No,
stomps her feet. She's 1 foot, and then a spiraling, intricate, insanely detailed ice castle is created.
Functional and it doesn't fall
While
apart.
she's
like-
singing.
Yeah, while she's singing, and then she changes. The thing that blows my mind. Anybody wonder? It's like this is why Death Battle ruins the way we think about stuff. Because I'm watching it with my daughter, and then she's like, "Oh, blah blah blah," and then she's like, "Whoosh," and she's got a whole new outfit, right? And I'm like, "Is that made out of ice?" Because I was like, "How did?"
It's like woven ice.
But it moves
and-
like cloth.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
But it's not melting. Can she
she's in the
create
snow.
cloth?
She's cold.
Yeah, I mean,
She's as
the
cold
cold
as
never.
ice.
the-
She
no,
was
the
already
cold never
wearing.
bothered her anyway.
Maybe she adjusted her current clothes to be part ice, part fabric.
But she
I don't
added
know.
a cape. Is this wispy looking cape?
People who can
Point is, Elsa would be freaking crazy in Death Battle. Anyway, Sub-Zero.
Elsa, yeah.
No, I want to talk more. It's fine.
No, Sub-Zero's crazy in his own right. Because now that Mortal Kombat X is out, we found out he's got kind of reiterated the fact that he can just teleport with ice somehow, which he could do that in I forget which of the 3D Mortal Kombats it was. He could do a similar thing.
Armageddon, I think.
I think so.
Either that one or Deadly Alliance, one of those two.
Yeah, or one of them. Anyway, but
I don't think it was.
that was one of the
Deception.
crazier things that I learned about Sub-Zero researching this one was that he can just he can do that ice clone thing,
Right.
but normally he just steps back out of it.
Right.
What happened in this one cutscene in MKX was he did the ice clone thing, and then Takeda shattered it, but Sub-Zero's just gone, just literally not there anymore. And then he did a full second and a half or so passes, and he just poops behind Takeda and drop kicks him. My mind is blown. That was. It's I knew about the polar bear thing already because that's from an older Mortal Kombat.
That's
I learned
great.
this. I could not comprehend it. Sub-Zero's fun.
Sounds like it. And yeah, so we are using Kuai Liang. Kuai Liang.
Kuai Liang,
Kuai
yes.
Liang. That's a
Not
mouthful.
Bihan.
Not
So,
Bihan.
Not Bihan.
So according to the preview, they're from a different dimension or something?
Apparently, I didn't know this
You
until.
mean where he's from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought he was a normal dude.
So did I, till I researched it.
Hold on. What's normal about
Well,
Sub-Zero?
the mutants are normal dudes, but they got powers. So
I mean,
From
he's
Earth,
not
basically.
unlike
Yeah,
Yeah.
like but he said he's from like he's like not a deity, but like
No, not a
Another
deity.
dimension.
like from
In
another
a
Another
He's from one of
dimension
the-
or something.
Yeah.
He's from one of the realms. There's a race of cryomancers.
Yeah, like
that
another race of
apparently got like pretty much all but wiped out except for him and Bihan.
Okay.
Somehow they ended up in Earth realm, and the Lin Kuei scooped him up.
As kids.
That was
Made
really
him
cool.
assassin.
Did Shao
Right,
Kahn
that was
take
really
over them?
cool.
Is that? Does it-
Probably. Like
Okay.
he finds out at the end of again one of the old school 3D ones. I think it was Armageddon. Might have been Deception. No, I think it was Deception. I don't know. The 3D ones blurred together for me.
They really
Yeah,
do.
same
But yeah.
They really do.
In one of those, he finds out that he and Frost both are from this extra dimensional race.
Oh, so it's him, Frost, and his other guy?
Bihan.
Bihan.
Bihan's
his
his
older
brother.
brother.
The,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
original Sub-Zero was Bihan, and then he died.
So where did Frost come from? You said they were all wiped out, but those two.
Yeah,
And
they-
her.
Oh, and her.
Yeah, and apparently-
Okay.
Yeah,
She
that's
came
what I
later,
meant.
So, yeah. So they're aliens.
Cool.
Essentially,
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I
had no
thought when
idea.
I,
So it
when
kinda
I
works
watched
out.
that. I was like,
they're both ice aliens.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, Glacius is a nice alien. Sub-Zero is,
He's just a secret alien.
yeah, secret ice alien.
we need that wall. Fast.
Wow.
Wow.
God.
Topical jokes.
There you go.
How do you make an interdimensional wall, though?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
So-
but the important thing is the aliens have to build
Pay
it.
for it. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they are
Build it?
They are supplying the
I
ice.
assume that's the next step.
If you have any type of creation powers, right, like Iceman or Fireman or whatever, when you build something,
My
what
favorite Mega Man
Fireman.
boss.
what are you using to like? Is it kind of really what you think it looks like?
What do you mean?
Like, like for instance, Elsa builds a castle. Obviously, he makes a clone of himself. But are they thinking of what they want to build, and then it just happens, or?
Probably. Like when Sub-Zero does the ice clone thing, I don't think it's ever
Is it just like
explained
a-
his process, but
He's in his aura or something.
yeah, I imagine it's something like that. But when it comes to like the ice daggers and swords and
Sure.
hammers and stuff, like when he does it mid combo in the games, obviously they're not going to animate him, doing this whole thing. Or,
It's like cotton candy. It's just like, oh, soon. And there's the sword.
yeah, that's where it gets weirder for sure.
I just whenever like someone has creation type powers, so is it just like a Green Lantern thing when they think about it and it's whatever they want it to be?
I love that your question. You're like, with cryomancers, like, how does it have? You're asking for the science of a fictional thing. Like you're.
I know, but that's what
that's what we do. I know.
It's like I said, is it like a Green Lantern thing when they like think and they wheel it and they're like, oh,
For
sword,
for Sub-Zero-
sword, yeah.
For Sub-Zero, it actually might be just because
okay.
of how like complex and intricate his swords are and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he's not
And
just
how quickly
he's not
he
just
does it.
making a sharp ice thing.
Actually,
Like,
comparing
it
him
is
to Green
shaped.
Lantern.
Yeah, like why wouldn't he
It's pretty
just make a giant icicle? Why
He does.
Is he shaping it with his? He's shaping it with his mind.
Yeah.
Or like the sword that he typically makes and stuff. It's got a very specific
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
articulate shape to it.
Well, I mean, he probably draws
which
from his
is-
history and is like, these
Sure.
are the swords that that the Lin Kuei use. I'm gonna form it in ice form, and he's got that in his mind. It comes
Gotcha.
out that way. It's probably that kind of thing.
You know what I just realized?
What?
He makes hover ice.
What do you mean?
If you think about it, when he shoots his frost ball,
Oh yeah.
one, it like just kind of travels sideways, right? And so maybe that's just projectile, but it doesn't seem to dip at all. But the thing is, if you catch somebody in the air, they're frozen
freeze,
in
yeah.
the air.
That doesn't make any
How
sense.
does that work?
Yeah,
It shouldn't.
Did he just he shuts off the gravity?
it's
around you?
cryomancy. It's magic.
Hover
Whatever.
ice.
It's magic.
We
okay.
also found that in order for him to be able to freeze a person like that, he would have to create a temperature that's colder than absolute zero.
Which we'll get into in the full episode.
Yeah,
But
basically that's impossible. So magic is involved somewhere.
Gotcha.
Must be.
Magic.
But anyway,
The answer to all.
we're supposed to talk about Blue Apron at some point.
Yeah, of course.
I was hoping for a transition
all
from
Sub-Zero
you.
is blue. You
all
know
this-
what else is blue?
I was hoping for
Aprons.
that.
And your hat, kind
There
of.
you are. His gi is
Mega Man's
blue,
blue.
and so are the aprons. All right, hey everybody. This episode is brought to you by Blue Apron, the #1 fresh ingredient recipe delivery service in the country. If you guys don't know what Blue Apron is, it's awesome service that I like a whole bunch, and a lot of the guys here at the office do too. So essentially, what happens is you get to go online to their website, right?
Yeah.
And you get to sign up,
Okay.
right? Which, by the way, they can totally use that code down
Yeah,
there and get
code
3
down there.
meals free with free shipping.
/DVC.
And then go on to the website and be like, all right, so here's some upcoming meal options, right? Like, for example, we've got the beef teriyaki stir fry with sugar snap peas and lime rice.
I like sugar snaps.
There's
Sounds
3
delicious.
cheese and baby broccoli stromboli with tomato and oregano dipping sauce.
You sound like Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, yeah, dude. And Crimson
Gordon Ramsay's a
sorry.
lot angrier and sweary.
crispy salmon and roasted potato salad with pickled mustard seeds and cream-free sauce.
Read the ad like Gordon Ramsay.
I don't want to swear a lot.
Okay.
So anyway, you pick out the meals that are coming that sound good to you, right?
Right.
And Blue Apron ships it to your door. You open it up. It's all kept nice and fresh. All the ingredients are super fresh and they're all perfectly proportioned. So then you got these nice, easy to follow guides, and you just go, all right. It's like place thing of this in here, and you do, and you just follow the super easy instructions, and you whip up a super awesome meal that you would never create on your own, which is my favorite part about it because I try all this new stuff that sounds good to me, but then also like it just makes me feel like I have I am a master chef.
Have you retained what you've learned from the Blue Apron? Like once you've made the thing, you keep the recipe card.
Oh yeah, we keep
You
all
think
the
you
recipe
can-
cards.
you can
That's the other
make
thing
it
too.
again?
My wife put them all into a folder.
Cool.
So
That's
we
smart.
take them. So we're like, now we know how to make these
Chad's
meals.
cooking lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the folder says.
You know, and then you can whip it out whenever you need to and impress people. It's great. So they send you exactly what you need, and it's perfectly proportioned, so they're reducing food waste.
Sweet.
So hey, here's what I need you to do. I want you to try it. It's totally free. Go to blueapron.com/DVC. Get 3 meals free with free shipping. I promise you guys will enjoy it. Go try it out. They support the show, so please go support them. You can click that link in the description and try it out. It's good food.
Thank you,
We're
Blue
really,
Apron.
we're really thankful for Blue Apron for helping bring this show to you guys. So we would appreciate it if you at least try it out. You know, if it's something that interests you.
Yeah, it's free. Free food.
Anyway, let's get on to the out of context comic book panel.
What is
of the
wrong
week.
with your
You had it.
dialogue
Blah,
today?
blah, 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 blah.
Can we put subtitles?
Let's just do it. Just get Gerard to push the button.
Oh,
Come on, Ferdinand. Just one good one, please. Oh,
The end? That's how it ends?
We don't even get to see in context
Is
what
that Archie?
happens.
that's
Yeah,
great.
this is from Archie, clearly. It's like, or at least
Ferdinand-
the same art style.
Ferdinand is shaking in fear.
Yeah,
You'll
he
notice
is.
the
Oh my
motion
God.
lines.
I,
He's
I-
just shaking.
none of this make because like I assume he's trying to get him to, you know,
Like ram 'em?
spear him. You know, yeah, like horn him.
Well, you
Oh,
can't-
none of it sounds good.
I know. Headbutt.
But my favorite thing is like, that's the bull's even confused. The bull's like, what do you want? What do you
want me to
say?
do?
Even
Yeah,
headbutting him in
you
the
want me to
butt, it would be like,
Super painful.
Well, it depends on how far its horns are spaced apart.
I suppose.
I mean, sure. It looks like it's some kind of ox or longhorn potentially, but
Dude, he is ready too.
He is too
like
ready.
he is buckled down,
He
even though
is
he's like,
too
let's
ready.
do it.
like he is prepared.
Yeah.
He's determined.
Look at those eyebrows.
I was just about to point them out, yeah.
For whatever comes next, he's just like,
Put it in me.
it's gonna.
Look at his eye.
You know the part about that is that he probably just wants the bull to ram him, but not in that specific way to
See,
where
you
like
can't say it.
There's literally nothing we could say other than headbutt.
Yeah.
Which would, and even that's weird.
headbutt. He
Like-
wants him to headbutt his butt. Yep.
That
a
might
headbutt
be
butt.
that might be one of the best worst out of context panels that we've seen.
Yeah, and
That was the end.
I know that's what's great. That's
We're
what
never-
you're left
We're
with.
never gonna find out what
Close
happens.
curtain, roll credits.
We're never gonna find
Even
out what
in
happens.
context of the comic book, we don't really know what the context is, obviously, but it ends there.
It doesn't say to be continued.
No,
No.
no, that's it.
It completely leaves it to your
my
twisted
God.
If someone, if
imagination.
someone knows what happens after that,
It's up to you.
Let us know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think we've ever actually asked that before, but
But it's the end, though. We've never seen the end.
I mean,
we've seen this is a panel which has the start and the end.
yes. Well, it doesn't. I mean, there's probably some context from previous.
It's
where
the
they
start
want-
and
there's
the
a
I don't
end
want to
for
see the
us.
previews. I want to
All
see
that matters
where
is
it
what
There's
we
leads.
nothing
see.
after it. It's all in your imagination. It can be whatever you want it to be, Torian. What do you want that bull to do?
Run away and turn around. I want that bull to
I want him
not,
to get the hell out of there.
I want to participate in his shenanigans.
There you go.
All right. Well, moving on. Got some
That's great.
some interesting news stories I want to cover.
Skewered.
Do you guys or have you guys seen the Hellboy movies?
Yes.
Yeah,
Toro.
back in
I
the
like
day.
them.
No, I
It's
What
been
do
a
you think
while.
about those? You liked them?
I liked them.
They're surprisingly
They're cool.
good, right? So there's another one coming out, but it's
Really?
not Hellboy 3.
Oh.
Is it
I know a
reboot?
lot of people have been asking for the conclusion to the trilogy and the final one. Hellboy 3 is not happening, but there is a new Hellboy movie coming out. It doesn't have Del Toro directing, and it doesn't have Ron Perlman as Hellboy.
What is happening?
It's actually, okay, Hellboy's going to be played by David Harbour. If you watch Stranger Things, he plays Chief Hopper, if you remember that character.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So I could kind of see that working. I'm a little sad that Ron Perlman's not going to be playing him because
he's great.
made for that role,
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
I mean, he does have a devilish face. He's got that big jaw and like,
Yeah.
it works out.
Should have been
So-
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
A little sad that it's not a continuation of the other series, but, you know, Hellboy's coming back, so that's kind of neat.
Unless they just like totally ruin it.
Yeah. They're going to
Which
try to
they
make
might.
it too serious.
We've never had Hellboy in a death battle. This might be a good cause for
Where are his
celebration for that.
powers?
Yeah, maybe.
He's just like a demon dude.
Yeah, he's got big guns.
his horns
got
cut
a
off.
big gun.
Yeah.
Is this thing guns? The
Yes.
first that ever heard of Hellboy was those movies. Like, I didn't.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
I think a lot of people were
Is
introduced
it a
to
Marvel
Hellboy through
thing?
that. No, Hellboy is
DC?
I thought it was
it's-
Marvel.
Is it Dark Horse?
Yeah, I think it's Dark Horse.
Oh, that would make sense.
I mean, yeah, so it's one of those side things. So I'd have to double check on that though, because I'm not
Okay.
like the biggest Hellboy fan or anything like that.
Me either. Like I knew of it before, but didn't really ever read it or anything. And then Hellboy came out, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And that's
Yeah,
about all
the
I got.
movies are pretty much all I know about him, to be honest.
Did you see?
But I'd love to see more of it.
Yeah. Did you see that Ron Perlman was pushing for cable?
Yes, I did. He'd be
It was
great
like
for
through
that.
a tweet or something like that. He's like, I'm just saying, if you need a cable, and then I was like, oh my god, it's perfect.
That would
like,
be good. That would be great.
there is no better person like to play cable.
But then they cast Josh Brolin, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they ended
Yeah.
up not casting him, which I was really pissed off about.
Isn't Brolin
Thanos.
Thanos?
Yeah, but different continuities.
I
So
guess.
whatever.
I'm gonna look it up.
Brolin could do it. I could see that.
Yeah. I
But
guess.
Ron Perlman though.
I know. It's,
Like,
it's
I
just.
see you guys constructing this in your head. It's like, yeah, you're in the same.
He'll do
you're
a
in the
fine
same
job, but
headspace.
it's just Ron
Oh
Perlman's
my
just one of those
God.
casting decisions that you can't imagine somebody being better than.
Yeah, he wanted to
this
play
role.
Cable in Deadpool 2. It doesn't look like it happened. But I tell you
Oh,
what,
it'd
if
be
you
perfect
search
Cable.
Ron Perlman Cable, there's some awesome fan art that some people have put together. Oh man, that's great.
Hey, Ron Perlman, if you want to play Cable, we could always do a death battle with you.
There we go. That's what we do. Whenever Cable comes in, we reach out to Ron Perlman and be like, "We'll make your dreams come true."
We'll make your dreams come true.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking sweet. Like,
Don't let your dreams be dreams, Ron Perlman.
hey, if any of you guys know Ron Perlman, please reach out to him. Let him know that we want to do this.
We should legit
email
have
him.
like two actors that play superheroes fight each other for views.
But as different heroes.
All right, in other news, remember when I was talking about, I think it was last week or the week before that, the whole Captain America drama about him turning evil and being part of an evil organization?
Yeah.
Well, DC is doing the same thing
Oh boy. Of course.
Oh, Superman.
with Nightwing,
Okay.
of all people.
Really?
So there's this new miniseries coming out called Nightwing the New Order. And it's where Nightwing apparently gets convinced that all superheroes are bad, and he's got to join an organization to bring them all down. But here's the twist.
Uh-oh.
It is an alternate universe story.
Of course it is, because they'll never do it for real.
And DC has already admitted that it is a story specifically about how Nightwing realizes that he's wrong. So
Well, why the hell would we
congratulations!
read it?
You don't need to read it anymore. Like,
What are you gonna just watch it? I mean, read it for the pretty pictures? Why would they say that?
Just so you can, it's just so you can watch like Nightwing fighting superheroes.
What are you doing? These companies are like stupid rich and they're making some of the dumbest decisions.
I mean, it could be
Do
good,
they not have
I guess,
staff?
but
it could still be told well.
yeah, it can still be told well, but it
Yes.
it kind of sucks, especially since it's an alternate universe. You could do whatever the crap you want.
Also,
Yeah.
didn't
You
another
don't have to
Robin already
appeal to
go
that.
bad?
Oh, I'm sure there's
The
plenty
Red
of
Hood?
stories. That's a different Robin.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Dick Grayson,
So do all the Robins
question.
just go evil? Is
at
that
some
what this
point,
is?
probably.
Damien does, doesn't he?
Damien starts evil, kind of.
Yeah.
The Damian Wayne story is about trying to almost I don't want to say neuter him, but make him more of like a
Let's
normal
be a little
person.
less crazy.
Yeah,
kid.
because he starts as an assassin, trained by assassins, and
Yeah.
Batman's like, "Hey, son, killing people is bad." And that's literally the entire story around Damien.
Don't you just go around beating the shit out of people? Yes, but I don't kill them.
Yeah.
Pay no
just
attention
wish
to
they
the
were
comics where I used guns.
He's an awful mentor.
Batman?
Batman?
Yeah. He's awful.
Yeah, he's
I don't know
got
about
some.
awful.
All the Robins become evil. He doesn't kill the villains that constantly kill people. He's a terrible businessman. Spends all his money on gadgets.
I'm pretty sure he's a good ass businessman. That guy's
Well,
run
he doesn't
his
actually
business.
run
I was
Wayne
about to say, he
Industries by
doesn't even
himself.
run it. He just rakes in the money.
Well, then
Yeah.
maybe he's a smart
His
businessman
dad
in
was a
that
good
regard.
businessman.
That was
He was like,
just
I
saying,
shouldn't
man,
be
like,
doing this.
Just
So
employ
I'll-
somebody better
yeah.
than you,
Yeah.
this Batman.
and then
kid.
never
mean-
make any other decisions.
He's awful.
Yeah.
That's still a good business move. Like
is.
if you hire somebody
Yeah.
who can keep the money coming in while you're spending billions of it on random things on the side that nobody knows about.
Sure.
That's pretty smart. Like you've got to be pretty clever to pull that off.
Could you imagine being the guy who's like divvying the, like sending the money off to Bruce and just being like, what the fuck does he spend this on? Like, he must be getting like,
Yeah, we've never really looked into how he does that. I wonder if it's been explained at any point.
I mean, I guess
does he
it-
just get a massive check every week? Like,
If he like has a percentage of the company, then that percentage is probably automatically forwarded to him. And if it's his personal expenses,
that's
Then
true. It's
that's
just
not-
always going to
yeah,
a bank account, and then
it's
he
not
can tap into
reported.
his own bank account, and they won't know. But the bank
unless he was
tellers,
spending like company money, then that would be a problem.
It's the Bat card, the Bat credit
Bat
card.
card.
that's right.
The back card.
oh my
The
god.
bad
Never
movie.
leave home without it.
That movie's awesome.
Um,
Yeah, come on.
That was in the movie.
did you just
wasn't
say
it?
that movie's awesome? Oh my god.
In a like
damn it,
Super Mario
Tori.
Brothers the movie kind of way, where it's just so
That movie's
amusingly
so
bad.
colorful. It's so fun. He had a back credit card.
I will give you the fact that the movie is colorful.
Can you sign up for that?
But it like
Kinda
it
like
feels
a
like an
normal
assault on the
person.
I have a
senses.
feeling that
kind
might
of
have been a
colorful.
thing. Okay, so anyway,
He wasn't the best mentor to Robin in that movie either.
No, see what I'm saying? Batman's such a shitty
movie
fucking
Batman has
hero.
never been a good mentor.
No.
In the first one, he's just kind of an asshole in the first series. He was just kind of an asshole to Robin. Robin kind of ran off and did his own thing, got into trouble. Like that's all Robin ever did. In the second one, that's the Tim Burton series that went into Schumacher. In the Christopher Nolan one, Robin was basically what's his
Cop.
name?
Jonathan Blake,
Yeah,
the character.
Blake.
The character's name was Jonathan Blake.
Yeah. He's the
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph
played him.
Gordon.
yeah.
He just kind of gives them everything with no training.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, oh, you're Batman now.
Yo, I gotta peace
cop
out. Everyone's real mad at me, so like,
Yeah.
if you could just handle that, that'd be cool. Here's
I
money
don't know.
back.
So,
I think a
have
cop
that
who-
going? Was that the last movie? I didn't mean to cut you off. Was that
Third
last-
movie, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, did that go anywhere?
No.
Okay.
It was just kind of a symbolic thing. Batman is a symbol, not a person, and anybody can be him.
No,
kind of
no,
thing.
but I'm saying
I mean,
he
including a
got
cop
the
who
stuff
quit the
though
force.
at the end.
Yeah, but like if
He
you
did
think
this
about
well.
it, logistically, he's gonna get himself killed. And then in the third series, the new one that they're in right now, Robin's dead.
Already.
So we didn't even get to see him. He's just dead. So good job, Bats.
He got killed by
Terrible. Suit.
like
terrible.
how would you describe Joker in this one?
He got
A
killed by
pimp?
Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's right. Got killed by the girlfriend of a pimp kind of guy.
Pretty much.
The girlfriend of a pimp.
Good job. Good job, Batman.
It's great.
You're best. You're the best.
Yep. Damn.
Anyway, on that wonderful note, next little thing I want to talk about is just kind of a public service announcement, really. If you haven't seen it, net neutrality is at risk. Again, this is a thing that kind of popped up 6 years ago or so.
Around there, yeah.
And it's now with the new, this is mainly for you US viewers. If you're over there in Europe or wherever, probably don't really care. But the new administration has a new chairman in the FCC who wants to change net neutrality and basically make it worse for everybody. I mean, that's subjective, obviously. Some people will approve, some people won't. But I would definitely recommend checking out John Oliver's video or Philip DeFranco's video about what net neutrality is and how, if you don't agree with it, you can help make sure your representative knows how you feel. Basically, the idea is that net neutrality makes a free and open internet, and with it, your internet service providers can't control how much data they send to you or you use at a time, or they can't like basically play favorites.
Yeah.
And throttling is no longer an
And
issue
by
because
playing
of that.
favorites, that's going to come from money being exchanged.
Right.
So that if they will essentially have the ability to be like, hey, you need to pay us to have good net speed to your website or whatever, right? And then it's like, no, that's ridiculous. And then the people who don't pay, then they won't get good
always
speeds, and it'll be
money.
it's going to suck.
Money,
Well,
money,
the
money.
argument for taking down net neutrality is apparent. According to some people, it kind of like slows down business progression and like new ideas and things like that. Personally, I think that's kind of bullshit. But, you know, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I just want you to go check that out, look into it, because it is really important and kind of affects your life and how you watch us on the internet and everything else that you see on YouTube and Netflix and Hulu and that kind of stuff. So just want to make sure that you are all aware that that is happening right now. Kind of a big deal.
Yep, because Google Fiber is not everywhere yet.
That's true. Nope. But in more fun news,
Yay.
3 of the 4 of us saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
God damn it.
Come on, Chad.
I want to see it. Dude, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is one of my favorite comic movies of all time.
Well, we are not going to
Definitely.
spoil anything for your sake and all of yours because I know it just came out, so not everybody's
I
seen it yet.
legit was like, 3 of us.
Who's the one?
Yeah.
Who's the one you gotta guess?
I mean, you were with us.
You were
I know,
literally in a theater where Nick and I
now.
were.
I remember.
He was sitting next to you, and I was right behind
I
you.
remember. I keep going into the Matrix. It messes with me.
Oh, okay. It
Anywho,
totally makes
did you
sense.
like it?
I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is pretty fucking phenomenal, actually.
Awesome.
I think a lot of people are going to be a little iffy about it at first when they first see it because it is different. It actually reminds me a lot of the difference between Star Wars: New Hope and Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back, and how the
Gets more serious?
the second one isn't much of as a thrill ride as the first one, but it's like a character-driven thing.
Right.
Okay.
There's not as much like spacefaring adventure.
I think the best way
I mean,
to
there's
describe it
still
is it's
quite a
not as
bit
much
of
of a
it,
thrill
though.
ride.
Kind of, but like it mostly
Yeah.
takes place in kind of one location.
Yeah.
I love the personality of the characters and how they interact with each other from the first movie.
Yeah.
Then
Oh,
you're gonna like this one.
Great.
Yeah, it's very much about the characters and their own individual
Yeah.
conflicts.
Yeah, it's not so much about them. Yeah, well, okay. I was about to say it's not so much about them trying to learn to work together anymore, but it kind of is.
Yeah, but it's a different way. You know how in the new Star Trek films, basically the exact same problem was in the first film, the first reboot was like, oh, the team has to come together and learn how to work together. And then the second film was, oh, the team has to come together and learn how to work together. and Chris Pine's Kirk has to learn how to be a captain in the first one and the second one.
Yep.
It's not like that. It's more so they set it up in the first film where it's like, oh, now they're a family. They're together
family.
now.
Yeah.
But
One last
now they
ride.
have to figure out what that means.
Right, okay, good.
Like, how does that really work? Because the last film, it was, again, a thrill ride. It was, everything was
yeah.
just going really fast. But when you slow down, does this really work as a family?
Got it.
And I think that's kind of what the film is going
Does
for.
it have good music?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
of course.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I've been humming one song in particular myself since I saw it. Come a little bit closer. I don't
Okay.
know the rest of the words, but
That's all that's good.
I will say it's interesting. Something I noticed after I watched it is that the film very heavily relies on you having watched the first one. There's
Okay.
a lot of
Yeah.
things that happen wouldn't quite make as much sense or like have the same impact if you haven't watched the first one.
Yeah.
yeah, which is fine. It's a
It's
sequel.
absolutely fine, but most films try not to do that, which is why Star Trek Into Darkness just feels like a reboot, or not a reboot, but like the same story again.
Kind of a reboot.
I guess kind of. But I really appreciate that they just went all out with it. It's just a continuation of the story, and it's good.
Good. Awesome. I was gonna rewatch the first one anyway before I go see it. So
I would recommend that. Yeah.
Oh,
if you haven't
I'm
seen
so
it lately.
excited now. Like I want to go watch it so badly. Just life has been crazy because hey, now's a good time to talk about this. I'm sure you guys may have heard through various places on the internet, but Screw Attack is being relocated to Austin. So it's
Yay!
yeah. in case you-
I felt like a lot of stuff was supposed to happen when you said that.
yeah, so I mean,
Like
the
confetti
confetti and
balloons,
balloons, they're just
stuff
stuck
happening.
up there.
Like
Sorry.
strippers coming.
Damn it,
No,
Gerardo!
not-
Did you
not
get the
strippers.
button? Where's the
Yeah.
celebration button?
Did you cancel? Did you call the strippers or no?
Cancel the strippers.
Yeah, no. Torian's like, send him to this address. Anyway,
Yes,
yeah,
this
so
address.
obviously this is a big decision. When we got brought under, so you know, if you guys don't know the history of Screw Attack, we're independent for a long time. We got purchased by Full Screen, and then
3 years ago.
yeah, 3 years ago, and then
Has it only been that long?
2 years ago, Full Screen also acquired Rooster Teeth, and then they were like, oh, this makes sense. You know, and so we started working directly with Rooster Teeth, and it's been awesome. And then we kind of saw where this was going to go towards the future. We're like, well, RT is 3.5 hours away from
Like a
our current
stone's
office.
throw.
We're in Dallas.
Like
They're
a
in Austin.
stone's
Yeah, we're in
skip.
Dallas. Yeah, and they have a ton of resources. A lot of the stuff that we do here, they do there, but have a lot better resources and equipment to do it with.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had a lot of conversations, and then we decided, this is kind of the best thing to do for Screw Attack, which is a huge decision because it affects all of our lives, and even though it's just 3.5 hours away, it's still moving and everything that goes in with that. So yeah, man, we're all really excited about it, and that's been obviously taking up a lot of our time, off camera.
And we're talking a bit about it, but realistically, it's not going to affect, if you're worried that it might affect like the production schedule, Death Battle's releases, things like that, it's not going to affect that really at all. We are still continuing production as normal, as usual. The only thing that will kind of be affected by it is the show right here, because obviously we're kind of uprooting from this location into Austin. So we're going to be changing buildings. We'll have a different set. And that's mainly going to be the big difference.
Yep. But nothing's going to stop down. Yeah, most of us are moving at the end of this month. But yeah, you guys won't even notice from a production standpoint, really, other than when you tune into Death Battle Cast here in June, you'll probably see us on a different set for a little bit, and then we may have a super cool set later on too. So
Super cool set.
Yeah,
We have some ideas.
yes we do. But yeah, it's a good thing for Screw Attack. We're all really excited about it, and yeah, there we go.
Speaking of getting excited about things, Torian, do you have something for us this week?
I do.
I can just hear the thrill in your voice.
Yeah, thank God.
I
This one's
do.
going to be awesome.
Do you guys know who my favorite action star is?
I don't know, but
Take
I
a
hope he
guess.
doesn't get us flagged on YouTube when you play a minute-long clip.
Hey!
Jet Li?
That is your job to mitigate what I cut up and
Yes.
put on this show.
Yes?
No.
No?
It's Donnie Yen. Play the clip.
Donnie didn't even get a chance. Wrong, Donnie Yen.
Okay.
My thing of the week. Donnie Yen is so cool. He runs and dodges bullets in real life. He jumps off this thing. Watch how he dodges these bullets, Chad. You're going to like this.
Okay. That's awesome.
Wait, he kicks this. Wait, no, Nick, you're going to like this part, right? He's going to jump over here. He's
Okay.
gonna, boing.
What?
Oh, that makes sense.
I want a Three Stooges action
And
movie
then
now.
this is Ben's favorite part right here. He's just gonna stab these guys a couple times. Yeah, stab him in the shoulder a little bit. Stab him in the
Oh,
leg.
that's a lot of stabbing.
And then stab him some more.
I want to die.
He's gonna
After
elbow
that.
him in the face a couple times. Oh,
Oh,
that's what he said
looking
as he
good.
fell
All
to
right,
the
cool.
ground.
And then he said, I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me.
He's saying that to himself the whole time. I want the Force.
Okay,
The
am
Force.
I
The
the
Force. The
only?
Force. The Force. The
Oh,
Force.
you know, I'm the only person. I don't know if I'm the only person, and I'm pretty sure I'm not, who wanted his cane to be a lightsaber.
I think you're the only one. It was cool that it wasn't.
yeah.
That made it even cooler.
At the end, he's like, I'm one with the Force, and he's trying to go for the thing, and he like fucking whips out a lightsaber and start like fucking deflecting things. He's first of all,
I would have immediately lost it.
Jedi,
Laughed so
Jedi
hard.
reflecting beams back with a lightsaber is already impressive. He's blind.
The whole
Thank you for
purpose of
spitting
that
on my
final
sorry.
scene
It's right,
was
it's right there. It's
Like,
right there.
that he was
Thank you.
defenseless and it was only like his
But he was
face.
just walking.
But he wasn't.
Yeah, it's just,
Here's the thing, Chad. He wasn't defenseless because literally an hour before, he was blind and he took out an entire squadron of stormtroopers by himself. The film is a mess.
Rogue One is not my favorite movie.
But
Don't get me wrong.
it would honestly, I think his character would have been stronger if there was something like he wanted to be a Jedi, but
Right.
he didn't have the Force or whatever. But maybe he had a lightsaber, but he didn't feel like he was, deserved to use it or something like that. And then at the very end, he's like, "I can do this," and he brings it out. Like that would have been cool.
yeah.
Throws the
But,
lightsaber at the box instead of flipping some stupid ass switch, and it just blew up, and then it worked.
God, everybody's deaths in that movie is lame. But
Thank you.
Dude, I don't like that movie.
I like that movie,
The very
actually.
end of that movie
I like that movie.
is really cool.
I like it.
some of it.
We're
I mean,
odds
the
ends.
battle itself. But then the main characters are just kind of running around flipping switches.
I know. And
They
like,
rammed one ship into another, and it fell into the
Yeah, the
force
battle
field.
is cool.
thank God
But the
that
main characters, what they're doing is not.
Forrest Whitaker, come on the ship with us. No, I can't. I got
Yeah,
to be
you
the
can. It's right
sacrificial.
there. Just walk
But
on
why?
it. I hated that part.
Save the dream.
Yeah, my dream's for you to get the fuck on this helicopter.
You're like my father.
Someone-
Please get
Someone
on
should
the
have just
ship.
ran out there and just grabbed him and just put him on the ship.
To his credit, maybe he's seen this movie before. He knows that if he tries to leave that place, some rubble's going to fall on
Gotta
him,
get out
crushing
now.
his legs, making his death even worse. Maybe he knows how this works. To his credit.
Yeah, that
I mean, he was old. He was old.
clearly.
No,
we don't
he
know.
was-
You're right, guys. There
Save
was
the
nothing
rebellion.
wrong with that Tori Nesbitt.
Save
He
the
was
dream.
old.
I'm just. How much could he have helped?
He could have lived.
Yeah,
then what?
Torian, you know
And
how
then
he could have
not be
helped?
dead.
Remember when Jin was like, hey guys, there's a weakness on the Death Star, and nobody believed her? He could have been like, here's a hologram.
Yes, there
right.
is.
I'm talking about, I'm talking about like fighting wise. Why waste that room on the ship?
He doesn't
when-
have
Pull
to
a
fight.
trigger.
when we can put like another capable fighter on the ship.
Did they put another capable fighter? They didn't.
I don't
they
think
just
so.
jumped on the ship and left.
Ugh, man.
The movie's not bad. It's just kind of a mess.
Ben probably, I don't think Ben would get this, but did either of you guys notice how, I can't remember the character's name, but he looked exactly like Chris G, the Street Fighter Marvel vs. Capcom player?
Oh, the pilot guy.
Christian.
Yeah.
The pilot?
He looked, if you know what Chris
Yeah,
G
yeah.
looks like.
Yeah.
He kind of
The,
does.
whole- the whole time I watched that movie, I just thought, why is Chris G here?
Brody, whatever the
yeah,
character's name is.
yeah. That's him.
God, well, I know what he's from
Oh,
too.
yeah, you've met Chris.
Body. Yeah, I know Christian.
Yeah, okay.
His
okay.
death sucked.
Anyway.
That was lame.
Like
I
everybody
don't even
says
remember
sucks.
how he died.
He just like he just
just-
kamikazed himself
You know what
or
he did?
something.
He plugged a thing into a thing, and then he blew up.
Yeah.
Everybody plugged a thing into a thing.
Yeah.
Even if you take something out of a thing and have to climb up on top of a tower, there's another thing for you to plug it into. Thank God. 'cause
Oh, and then
otherwise-
after you
was
plug
the
that in, you
most-
gotta
okay,
like adjust
alright.
the radar.
Okay, here's my problem with the
By
movie.
pushing a
I hate that.
thing. By pushing a thing.
I do like the movie, right? But my problem is, and I get obviously they had plans in some sort of digital space, right? That they had to go get. Why was this digital space and this science fantasy fairyland so complicated to where they had to go on a Dora the Explorer journey just to steal
pretty
some
much.
data?
I don't know what the changes were.
Why
or
couldn't they
did
steal
it.
the data from the council?
But if you notice in the original trailers, there's footage of Jin running through the battle carrying the like case that has the plans in it.
Oh, really?
Right? There's footage of her doing that. In the actual movie, she just gets the case, goes up to the tower, plugs it into the
God, I
thing, and
hate
it
that.
shoots it out. But clearly at some point she was part of the battle.
There's a lot of stuff in the
well,
trailers that
I'm
did
just
not see
saying,
the light
like,
of
why
day.
is this not more techno?
Why? Just end it. Just end it. Why?
Why
That's-
is it a floppy disk?
Yeah, why is it a floppy disk shooting it from a giant direct TV?
No, I know.
Like, what is this? Like, we can literally beam something. I can literally touch Chad's phone with my phone, and we would have the plans, and we could escape, and I would have still asked him
also-
to crash another ship into another ship. That would have been
Or
cool.
just get a
We'd have did that
droid
anyway.
to insert himself into the machine, and that's how they always get data before.
Also, I got a
But then the
question.
droid died.
I got a
Because
question.
he had to push buttons.
So if there's a major plot point where in order for like signals, just like radio signals or whatever, to transmit from the planet to anything beyond that shield, they have to open up the shield. Do they usually keep that thing closed? Because like, how do they communicate?
Okay.
Normally.
That
'Cause-
I can believe because the entire purpose of the planet is to store data.
Yeah.
So I could understand the Empire having a system in place to block data from being sent out. And the shield was up the entire time. The way they got in was there's a specific opening
yeah.
that is guarded.
That's right,
So then they
that's right.
closed that opening, not the entire shield.
And then they rammed the ship into it. That was great.
Yeah, they rammed it, and then the entire shield fell apart.
so good.
So,
All right,
you know.
we could go on about that.
yeah,
movie
but we've
forever.
got some questions to hit because
This is the movie plot hole podcast.
like I mentioned at the beginning, you can use the hashtag DeathBattleCast to send us questions, and we answer them right here at the end of every Death Battle cast. So let's get to them right now. All right, first one.
From K-Cop Pop.
Pop.
What do you do if a weapon has a sentience that allows it to act on its own? Incorporated? If it's
so
like,
Steal it.
Like Saba.
yeah, like
So
exactly.
this is kind of
Saba's
the
a great-
question of like the whole outside help idea. Generally speaking, you know, we don't allow friends or allies to come in to help a character because the idea of a death battle is it's a one-on-one thing, right? Generally speaking, if that character wins because somebody else comes in, then that character technically didn't win. That other character was involved. But sometimes we run into a character who has a weapon that does have a mind of its own. I think the thing that comes to my mind is Strider and his like robot cats.
Yeah.
They're technically living things, but they're still part of his arsenal.
Yeah.
It's not like they are another character altogether.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of look at that. Trying to think of something else.
It's
that
like
could
a
be
little
that.
Saba, is what we're saying.
Saba's a good
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
White
Again, that's a
Ranger.
part of his arsenal. It's not like Saba's floating around on his own doing things.
Yeah, it's just got to be part of the arsenal. And if it is, and it's got sentience, then we analyze that.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, you know, if that piece of sentient thing knows a lot about a certain thing, and that say that the person the character was fighting, like, it was along the same veins, like, then it would be
Jarvis.
reasonable for
Iron Man
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Jarvis. That's
yeah,
a good
yeah.
example too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of his tool set.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
So would it have been fair if you decided to include House Party in that? Since those are pretty much like
Oh, when he
controlled-
summons
all
all
the
the Iron Man
suits?
suits?
Yeah, or just maybe
I mean, we
like, he has,
basically
like
did.
one. Yeah, but like as it acting on its own.
Yeah,
Would that be fair?
yeah,
Okay.
because that's part of his tool set.
Oh, we should
Yes,
that would have been cool.
The only thing is where we put him. You know, because
Right.
because then we're gonna assume that he's gonna be fighting somewhere that's near Stark Industries. So, or I guess his home. But like,
Sure, but I mean, you got to make sure part of the construction of a death battle is we got to make sure everybody has all their tools available.
right.
Sure.
If you try to remove something, then that is bias.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, oh, if we put him in this location, then he doesn't have this.
right.
If that's part of his character, we still have to figure out if we can incorporate it.
Also in the movie, which you hate, he summoned them pretty far. Like they were like out at an oil rig or something like that.
yeah. Don't kill.
Okay, let's carry on.
Surely,
I guess.
surely when the helicopter blew
Let's go
up
for the
his
third
house.
piece of visual media.
Surely.
that
Yeah,
we
are we
trash
gonna
on
rip
this
apart another
podcast.
movie? Iron
we-
Man
wait,
3, let's go.
We okay. So we did
Next time.
Ben's thing where he didn't like me liking Superman. We never got to your thing. About
Sure, you want to talk about it on
Iron
Sudden
Man.
Death?
We can do
Iron
that.
Man 3 on Sudden Death?
Yeah, hell
It's
yeah.
finally happening.
Because
Yes.
I can kind of defend that movie.
You like that movie? Oh, this is gonna be great.
There's parts to like.
It sucks so
Oh, yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to
We'll
that
do
in a
that on
second.
Sudden Death.
It does suck. I'm just.
All right, let's go
free-
to the second question.
Joshua Benoit. What fictional universe would have the best food? Excluding
Ooh.
Star Trek, since food replicators would be cheating. Damn it! That's exactly where I was going.
Dragon Ball, because Bulma makes food so good that Beerus doesn't destroy the planet.
Gods like it. That's but that is
Is
specifically
he a
Bulma.
god? It's just his name.
She exists in
God
that world?
His name. We talked about this.
I don't know.
Like there are so
That's-
many different gods in Dragon Ball.
That's just the first thing that came to my mind.
Dude, I want to eat some Never food, man.
Never food.
Never
What's that?
food.
Yeah, okay, you remember the scene in Hook when
yeah.
they have the food fight? And they're like, they have to pretend, and then it actually counts. It's the, like, once your imagination kicks in, you can actually sustain. All that food looked awesome.
Yeah.
It looked really good.
I want the
first thing to
food
pop into my
from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs because it's sentient and extra
You want to
large.
watch it?
What?
What? You want it to look at you while you eat it?
Wow, terrifying. All right. Well, I'll just pick, I guess, Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
It's like sweets and stuff, but
Yeah, but
No.
dude, you're gambling.
Yeah.
Because like some of that shit turns you into blueberries.
you just wanna eat candy.
Like makes you
Oh,
float,
yeah. It's
float like.
It's gonna transform you.
but you can control some of it. You can control the fizzy whatever it's called. What was that
Fizzy
called?
lifting drink?
The fizzy
Fizzy-
lifting
You gotta
drink?
burp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta.
Yeah, you can control
I
it.
was
Whatever.
gonna
Then
say
you can
fart,
fly.
but
Yeah,
that was
but-
Family Guy.
Thank God they figured that out. I mean, like,
Well, see, we already know how to control it. So
yeah, but it's the factory. They're gonna keep making shit.
Yeah.
then I
There'd
just
be nothing
I just
scarier.
make sure I get Willy Wonka's number and I can text him, "Hey, Willy, how does this thing work?"
You think he's gonna be down with that?
I'll just befriend a Oompa
He's
Loompa. I'm sure they'll be
crazy.
fine with it too.
Well,
Okay,
All
that's
there's-
more.
How would the fizzy
doable.
lifting drinks affect your acid reflux, though?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good.
Oh,
Point.
you die.
Yeah.
Wait, so was all that candy experimental? Because
Sorry to ruin that for you.
Damn it.
Well, they weren't supposed
Man.
to eat it.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, was he selling that stuff like to
Not
the
yet.
general public?
Not yet.
It was all beta
It was-
testing.
oh,
candy.
Okay, okay.
It was all experimental.
Beta testing.
Beta
Yeah.
testing.
But
That's
see,
what
that
it
shit
was.
would be scary. Like, imagine Willy Wonka come up to you. Like,
So it's an
especially if it's the
adventure.
Johnny
Let's
Depp
have an
version.
adventure.
Wait a minute.
with food.
That's the real reason behind the contest is to get people to trick them to beta testing all these
that's-
candies.
see if it
That's
actually
how you
works.
modernize Willy Wonka. Instead of candy, he invites people to a very private closed beta for like but the games do the same thing, like turn them into giant blueberries or whatever.
Yeah. And one of them might kill you. Yeah, God. I just imagine if we're gonna do this weird, creepy version, it's gonna be the
I
Johnny
would
Depp.
love to eat
version,
a
which-
second
Okay, let's get to the third
sentient
question.
strawberry. Hear it scream.
This one comes from, hey, Harry Balzania. We got both the balls
You're
today.
back.
You're invading.
How do you decide which fights are 3D animated or 2D animated?
Kind of depends on what resources are available for one thing. I think there's a couple factors.
Well, I mean, the main factor is
That makes sense.
what we feel would fit the characters best.
Yep.
Yeah.
If a character like a Mortal Kombat character is primarily part of a 2D kind of fighting game, both Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct are 2D fighting games. So 2D animated fight, seems like a
Right.
good idea.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
fits.
Yeah, and nowadays everything's in 3D too, so we could do that, but like,
It's still a 2D plane, essentially. Like, they're still fighting, facing each other.
right.
Like, it still looks like Mortal Kombat. And we want to get that feeling, that look of Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct. And we can do that with sprites. With a character like, for example, Iron Man, who does a lot of flying around in the air and has all sorts of different gadgets and is a very complex character in terms of like movement and character and things like that. 3D definitely fits that sort of character a lot better than a character like Sub-Zero.
Yep.
And so that's kind of how we divvy it up.
yep, that's the main thing.
Yeah. Whatever fits best. And also whatever Torian can do with 3D animation.
I don't have a choice. No, I'm just kidding. Like if you wanted to do like the Mortal Kombat thing in 3D, I'd be like, okay. If you wanted to do, the Iron Man thing in 2D, I'd have been like, yes.
But yeah, Megazord Voltron and like shit like that.
Yeah. Which is one? Well, there's a 2D one that is generally 2D, but we did in 3D, right? Has there been?
Possibly at this point, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but we probably came up with some excuse to make it 3D and make it cooler in 3D.
Yeah. Whatever we feel fits better.
Yeah. And also 3D animation does take a lot longer.
Yeah.
So
It's a good balance between like complexity and like purpose, I guess.
Yeah, it's very important to us when we pick a 3D fight that it's something that would really benefit from it, so that because it's going to be, we're going to be devoting a lot of money and time and effort into that.
Like, is it gonna be like worth it? Like Sam versus Snake, that's worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sam versus Snake as a 2D fight, I don't know.
That would have been really lame.
I don't think it would work.
I've seen it and it didn't work out.
No, okay.
In my opinion. It didn't work out.
All right, not the
All right. So that's our 3 questions. As always, you can send us more questions using the hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. We'll answer more of those next week.
Hey, I got one extra thing though.
Do you?
Yes. Right before the show started, a guy sent in some fan art. So
Really?
I wanted to show it off.
Fan art.
Oh, let's see it.
Check it out. So,
Oh, no.
he wanted to draw a Wisdom Boomstick. It's nothing bad.
I just saw Wiz all bloody, and I'm thinking, what's happening?
Yeah. So he says this was inspired by the end of Ace's rundown in the Nazi versus Ace death battle. The whole "Would you do that for me?" conversation. So feel free to make up your own story as to what happened. I know Boomstick doesn't have any legs, but I feel this picture looks better without them. I tried to draw the legs in, and it looked weird. Also, I've always wondered what Boomstick's hair looks like under his hat. Anyway, it's super fun to draw. Hope you like it. Thanks,
so much for
man.
that.
This art style is so adorable. I love it.
I just love.
Wiz
love
took
it.
a hit for Boomstick.
I just like to pretend that this is Wiz's death scene, and they're both just like totally nonchalant about it.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, sorry, I doubted you. Honestly, I didn't think you'd do it.
This is a really great drawing. I like it.
Just help me up or what? That's great. I love it. Who's that from? Oh, the name just disappeared.
We're so close. It is from
Gerardo.
Spiff.
Spiff. Thanks, Spiff.
Biff.
That's
Yeah.
really neat.
Cool.
Love to see stuff like that. Yeah, that's awesome. I did not know about that. That was
Surprise!
a happy surprise. Okay, we do need to come up with a community death battle.
Oh. Who have we talked about today?
Captain Planet
Yes.
Yes.
versus.
Hey.
No.
The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Captain Planet and the Planeteers
Planets-
versus
Oh,
Guardians of the
versus
Galaxy.
Groot.
Galaxy.
He's a tree.
Versus
Man,
Groot.
that would be the worst conflict. He'd have to kill a tree.
He wouldn't do it. It'll be the man. It'll be Man
Could
of Steel
Captain
all over.
Planet
It'll
kill
be Man of Steel
Groot?
all over again.
There's
Could
that.
Groot kill Captain Planet?
Holding Groot's, he's
So-
holding Groot's head as he's like extending his vines to the family. He's like, no, don't do this, don't do this. I am good enough. And then it's just baby Groot.
We did talk about both Guardians and Star Wars. We could do Groot versus Chewbacca.
I like that.
Groot
Oh,
versus
because they
Chewbacca.
are
like
both
that.
like the stronger companions.
They kind of fill a similar role, especially if you compare Rocket and Han Solo.
All right, I like Groot versus Chewbacca. That's
Has
fine. I'll think
Chewbacca
of
fought very much without the gun?
dude in outside. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy versus Chewbacca from Star Wars.
Sweet.
That's a community death battle. You can send answers in using that hashtag on Twitter, and we will look at that first thing on the next episode.
Nope.
Next Wednesday for first members, next Friday for non-first members on YouTube and on iTunes.
Yep.
All right, and I think that about covers it today.
Sweet. Yeah. And remember you guys can start a 30-day free trial by clicking that link in the description below and sign up for a free trial of first membership. And then you can watch Sudden Death, where I'm about to destroy Iron Man 3.
Oh, it's gonna be
Oh
great.
my God.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, so we'll be doing
Don't
that
sign
next.
up for the free trial.
All right. And also, we've got Sub-Zero versus Glacius coming up in 2 weeks. And also a DBX coming up this weekend. It's Aegis from Persona, I think I'm saying that name right, versus Noel Vermillion from Blaze
Not
Blue.
Blaze Blue.
Yes! Blaze, look, it returns.
This is a matchup that I've been seeing
Who are these
requests
people?
for a long time. I've been kind of not sure how many people want to see it because I've noticed that it's always the same people requesting it. But because a lot of people have been requesting it for so long, I wanted to give you guys something. So we're going to make it a DBX, see how it does. As always, all DBXs can become death battles eventually.
Yep.
So if this does, well, and you guys really like it, maybe we can see it as a death battle too.
Yep.
But that's coming up this weekend, animated by Aquila, an animator returning from a while back. She made Mega Man versus Astro Boy
yeah.
way back in the day.
Dibs on not researching Blaze Blue ever again.
Yep.
So I'm really excited to show you guys that. It's looking really cool.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right.
Oh, yeah, and last thing that we're shilling to you guys, if you want to buy one of these cool hats or any of this like black on black merchandise, or Ben's got some stuff on too, make sure you go check out our store. We got a lot of cool merchandise there.
Yeah.
All right.
Just do that.
Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it.
Later.